everyone. We are the Dice Stormers. Welcome back to Bosrozdenya, Rebirth Island. This is episode. I've lost count.
3, 2,
4,
3.
3. So one of them. I'm wearing a Cthulhu shirt. It's a Christmas Cthulhu shirt, but you probably won't see any more of it. So I'll sit back down again, and you'll just get the top of the wing and the top of the Christmas hat. But know that I'm wearing Cthulhu for our viewing and playing pleasure. We are, when we left our intrepid adventurers, they were on Gruinard Island in the northwest of Scotland, an island that was used by the British government in 1942 to test anthrax bombs to try and destroy the cattle and population of Germany in World War II in perhaps the best named operation that never happened, Operation Vegetarian. And they were going to, that never happened, but the island, of course, was contaminated, and they discovered that both recontamination and decontamination had happened simultaneously, and we had some great fun with Sylvia tripping backwards over a sheep shape that popped and spewed forth ichor everywhere. But then when they went back to get samples for Garrett Schmitt to test upon, it had seeped into the earth, and then they witnessed that.
Can I ask a question about that? Because I was thinking about that in the interim time that we've been playing. We established that there was sheeps that popped and sheep that didn't.
Yes.
And the sheep that popped, were they all in a line?
They were. Yes, they were essentially oriented.
Yeah.
No one asked what the orientation was, but you know.
That's what I wanted to do.
They're still there. So you can have a look at the sheep shapes and see where they are. Meanwhile, of course, Geoffrey Bruce, with some fabulous binocular work, sorted out that there was someone watching you from the island, from the mainland. On the island. And by the end of the adventure, he was so angry at hearing gunfire as both Aaron Lincoln and Sylvia Waters were trying to shoot exploding anthrax sheep, that he was basically storming up and down the beach and throwing his binoculars in a hissy fit. So he was not going for stealth at all. Then, of course, at the very end of the last session, you heard the sound of a helicopter coming back as William Bellerophon, Billy Ruffian, came back, but he diverted to pick up this strange person on the. There he is. There's our fabulous Billy, but he diverted instead to pick up this gentleman in his lovely green tweed three-piece suit.
I don't want to see this.
All right, I'll go back to Billy because you'll see him first. So as we start, the helicopter comes across the water, which isn't very far, of course. And lands on the beach. What do you want to do?
We wave. I wave at it. I'm down there, and I.
Yes.
Doctor as well as So I wave and do that sort of round.
Right. Yes. Of course. This is your transport. Your CH-46.
Yeah. G'day, mate. G'day, mate. Hey, mate. Oh, you made it back. See.
Of course.
Wait, you probably can't hear me, but yeah, they open the door.
Well, they're going to land. He's fancy schmancy. You know, there's no wind blowing him off course, so he essentially maneuvers the helicopter so that the rear of the helicopter, when the doorway opens at the back of the helicopter, basically the lab can roll straight up into it. So it's a very fancy.
Murray, is it blowing the lab?
The lab has basically got it's sufficiently weighty that it sort of vibrates with the rotors, but it's not being blown off its foundations.
Yep, cool. It's not destroying all the specimens and.
No, it's not doing. No, it's like it's been designed to be helicopter transported to places and picked up again.
There's this guy inside the helicopter, so the back comes down.
So the helicopter lands and the rear gangplank comes down, and there is this very angry-looking Scotsman. And I mean, he's Now, I don't. I've said we weren't going to do accents, and I was saying to John off camera before we started that I'm going to try and not do a Scottish accent, but I don't know. No, I don't want to have any Scots people upset with me. So, yes, imagine this in a Scottish accent, and I'm going to edit out the swear words, of which it's like you're in an episode of Trainspotting.
But
there are swear words.
Ben's using a weird accent for his character that most.
I know. That's Ben's.
What are they?
That's
Australians? Those terrible.
That's Ben's.
Terrible
Ben's
Australian
choice.
accent.
That's Ben's choice. That Ben is welcome to his choice, but I'm not going to risk it. So yes, he stands there. He's got his hands on his hips. He looks like a teapot. He's basically walks down this plank and just looks around. So the only person he can see currently is you, Geoffrey. Where are you, Aaron and Sylvia? You're still up the hill.
Yes,
Yeah, I think
Because you went up the hill to observe the Ica, which avoided your sample bottle and got sucked into the earth. All right. So he, stares at you and obviously knows that you spotted him, Geoffrey, with the binoculars. What do you think you're doing? Shooting.
Truth, mate. I mean, calm down a bit.
I can't understand you. What? Is that English you're speaking?
Yeah, sucker the Savile.
My
mate.
God, man.
Just calm down and have a cup of tea. Look, nice of you to mention it. You could probably introduce yourself first, mate. We've got a tactical situation here. Also g'day, and I like your outfit.
You sound very New Zealander in that voice. That was actually quite a New Zealand. You were like apologetic and calm and all the inflections.
Hey, bro. It's like it's
He defaulted to Kiwi bouncer.
mate. I'm trying to be, just chill out. We don't, just to lead to anything that.
What do you think you're doing on this island?
Frankly, mate, we don't know what we're doing on this island. We came with this fair gentleman here, and we have some skills and the like, and we're.
He turns back inside and Billy Ruffian is coming out. So I thought you said these were the people. Well, they are. They are the people. They're the people. They're the only ones there are. Well, God, scraping the bottom of the barrel, if you ask me. Oh, well, clearly you know that this is Anthrax Island.
Yes, we have established that so far, and there's definitely some.
What happened to your gruff voice, Ben? Where's your gruff voice?
Yeah, what happened?
Mate,
You've got this
He knows an officer. He knows an officer when he hears one. His gruff SAS exterior goes, "Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Oh, about 1,000 bags full, sir."
Look, let me take you over to our scientific station here, mate, and
I can't take it seriously. What happened to it? Like, oh, yeah. Oh, SAS. Oh, yeah.
Geoffrey Bruce.
Yeah,
Geoffrey Bruce.
We take it again. Okay, so you got to reimagine all that. Or
Yeah.
Two.
Yes, that was far gruffer.
Try not to peek the microphone.
Oh,
mate.
nice.
Yeah, I mean, but don't need to go too far with the old language stuff there.
All my work wasted. I didn't enact Operation Dark Harvest for nothing.
Oh.
He says.
Was that the name of the thing?
That was the operation in 1981 that took soil from the island and started to send it to the Conservative Party, essentially to aggravate to have the island decontaminated. So, yes, so they were calling themselves the Operation Dark Harvest Commando.
And this guy's name is... I'm not
Hugh McGregor.
And is he in a hazmat suit?
No,
Okay.
he is in a green tweed suit.
All right, I'm gonna take off my hazmat suit helmet. I'm gonna walk over to you. Who are you?
He hasn't even bloody introduced himself.
He ignores you now. You've spoiled the party there. The haggis is off. He comes over and he extends his hand to you, Garrett, and it's Hugh McGregor.
I'll shake his hand. You sound like you already knew that there was a party coming here. We're the party. What's the problem?
I did not know that there was a party coming here. I've been told that a party was coming here, but I don't know why you're here, because this island was decontaminated through my brave actions and those of my comrades 40 years ago.
All right, I'm going to pull up my phone. This is the contact that sent us on this thing. Talk to them. We're just the people that are sent here as part of whatever government organisation.
You're in northwestern Scotland. There's no signal here. We don't get signal. You've got to go to Ullapool to get signal.
You're talking like it's my problem.
Well, apparently it's our problem.
It's not my problem. This is...
What have you found?
A disturbing lack of anthrax. And 3 members who are incredibly incompetent.
Hey.
Is he one?
Hey. I looked down at your feet, Derek.
No, Derek's up the hill. Derek's up the hill. So yeah. There's a moment where Hugh McGregor and Garrett Schmitt are like, "Oh, tell me about it." And we're pointedly not looking across over at Geoffrey. Meanwhile, at the top of the hill, you are basically standing there with an empty sample bottle as you tried to get a sample of this ichor from the exploding sheep that you shot.
So I think given the fact that we've just seen a helicopter land, we probably start to make our way down the mountain.
You wanted to make an observation. This happened annoyingly off camera, everybody, but Derek needs to recap.
Right. No, we caught all of that on camera, but I wanted to find out if these sheep were lined up in a certain...
They are oriented.
Orientation.
So, do you want to do? It's kind of like they're like sheep ley lines. They are indeed in 2 lines in 2 different directions. So those sheep that had lesions were in one particular line, and the other sheep that seem to have died of intestinal anthrax, even though there's no trace of anthrax, are in another line.
Right.
What do you want to do with that info?
These are. How do I know that they're on ley lines? Do I?
Well, no. As in they're lined up, so you would sort of assume they're in some kind of ley line. One from where you are is pointing slightly, almost directly east.
Okay.
Like in a straight line east from where you are. The other is pointing slightly south by southeast.
Can I take?
If you were looking at the orientation on Gruinard Island,
I have a small drone. Can I send up the drone and get aerial photos of this?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
So what that shows is.
And just some nice establishing shots kind of flying over the island. And
Nice.
Johnny, are you recording this this interaction we've got with this guy?
No, he's up the hill.
What a
But
missed
didn't you
opportunity.
mount a camera to the side of the helicopter?
Sorry?
What was the question?
You
About the
mounted a camera to the side of the helicopter, I think.
I did originally, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't know if
It's
this.
not there anymore.
Well, yeah, and I wouldn't be recording audio and everything.
Yeah, I mean, recording the video of a helicopter filling up with fuel is probably pretty dull.
Yeah.
You would have seen Mr. McDreamy there, Dreamy McPilot, being dreamy.
Pumping the gas.
So maybe you could sell that video to Sylvia Waters later.
And every other red-blooded
as Billy Ruffian pumping gas. It's gone viral. Better than any of your Dangerous Destination videos ever. Okay, so yes, so these the sheep with lesions are pointing south by southeast, and directly east the intestinal sheep.
So east and south by southeast, they're pointing away from each other.
Pointing away.
Yeah, pointing away. So if I was to turn around and look at the place where they converged,
that is beyond. So essentially, they are pointing away from each other towards the mainland, so that they're essentially joining somewhere on this island.
okay.
All right, and then you said that when you note that and observe that, and then as you said, the helicopter comes and you make your way down. So as you come down, of course, there's the sound of rotors. You see the back of the helicopter drop this very spiffing. That's right, I used the word spiffing. Very spiffing-looking Scotsman comes out, and he's in a green tweed suit, and he stands there with his hands on his hips and has a go at Geoffrey, who seems to be somehow kowtowed and humbled by this interaction, almost as if the brogue of the Scotsman has revealed the true nature of Geoffrey Bruce's personality. And then you see de-hazmated Garrett Schmitt come out of the lab, and they converse and shake hands. And as you come down the hill, indeed, they're mid-conversation. Given what Garrett just said, as you come down the hill, you see him look up at you two coming down the hill, and sort of a look from Garrett of yes, and those two.
Listen, what do you want, Billy? What's his name? What's his last name?
Hugh McGregor.
McGregor. What do you want, Mr. McGregor? We're very busy here.
Well, from what Billy tells me, there was some anthrax outbreak on Gruinard Island, although there's been no anthrax here since 1986.
Well, there's certainly signs that there is secondary signs of anthrax. There's definitely lesions, and yet there's no credible source of anthrax that we've been able to discover.
How do you explain that?
That's what I was saying.
Well, if you'd stop interrupting us, then maybe we'd be able to look into it.
I have some interesting footage you might want to watch.
Ooh.
I roll my eyes. Bloody YouTubers.
Well, I think we should absolutely unpack all of this back on the copter whilst we make our way back to London. Yes.
All right.
And Billy's already begun, packing down the lab and is ready to. Is everything stowed in here, Dr. Schmitt? Dr. Schmitt?
That's me. I only remembered my first name.
Come on, if I can remember all of them. Dr. Schmitt, is everything stowed?
No.
We haven't even begun.
We haven't begun.
What's going on here? Who are you even, and why should you be telling us where to go? And
so that was Billy. That was Billy asking if everything.
Yeah, why
was
is
stowed.
Billy ordering us around?
Well,
Pilot.
Who is this guy, and why is he bothering
we
us?
have somewhere else to be. This was never what you were hired for. Remember, gentlemen.
No,
This is Billy talking?
This is Billy.
we were told
Yes.
nothing
Pilot.
properly, other than we have to get to Vosrazdenya. We don't
And
know
so-
why we're here. We've been sent to this place. Maybe
You
a
were
little
here to
bit of
find-
clarity.
You were here to find anthrax. Have you found anthrax?
We've been here for
We found
what,
evidence
half
of
an hour?
anthrax.
Couple of hours.
A couple of hours to do something that would take, I don't know, maybe a month?
That's
Sorry.
why you've been asked. Yes.
When Garrett says Vosrazdenya, can I look at Hugh and see what his reaction is to that?
yes.
There's no reaction from Hugh. He's not. He basically, this is his domain. This is his. He's been keeping an eye on the place they decontaminated.
By the
39
way,
years ago.
this guy here has just revealed he's a Roman terrorist who's been sending soil to Parliament and stuff. Is that right?
Yes. Well, until the pardon from Her Majesty, indeed. So sometimes environmental terrorism is called for, and I think certainly with the new king, almost understood. However, you have samples. You have
No.
samples.
No. The anthrax that we're seeing is being sucked into the ground before we can even collect it.
And we haven't explored the entire island. This is the most incompetent operation I've ever been a part of, and I've been in some pretty terrible ones and caused a few problems myself. But this is just ridiculous.
Well, how many samples do you have, Dr. Schmitt?
Oh, like a dozen, maybe? Samples of anthrax or of just samples?
Samples.
Oh.
And have you found any anthrax?
Yet not in 2 hours.
I think I can tell you that you will not find any anthrax. What did you see up the hill, gentlemen?
Why are we here? This is ridiculous.
I'm going to go and shoot some more guns. This is
We did notice
we
that
found...
the sheep are aligned, and we think if we follow the angle of the sheep, we might be able to find something where they meet.
Oh, that sounds like the most sensible thing anyone said since I landed here. Please, extrapolate.
I'm just going to go back to my samples. Like, all right, this guy is ridiculous.
So if the anthrax is being sucked into the ground, why don't we dig for it?
We even did that too. We took soil samples and there was no anthrax in it, and even Garrett's samples, it showed no live anthrax spores. Is that right, Murray?
What did it show, Dr. Schmitt? Can you remember?
I have found signs of lesions. I've found evidence that there was anthrax here. I have not found a single thing that shows any actual anthrax, but there was definitely all the indicators that anthrax has happened. That has caused problems with these sheep. But I've had 2 hours.
But you've done marvelous things in those 2 hours.
Oh, I've done marvelous things. Before it was that we'd done nothing right at all. This is... What kind of operation is this?
Was it like the ghost of anthrax that you found? Anthrax should have been there, but it was not.
We've found no indications of actual anthrax spores.
No, that's exactly the point. And that is what we are hearing is happening at Vozrosdenia.
Then why did we need to come here? Why couldn't we just go to Vozrosdenia?
We needed to confirm that is what had happened, because these sheep look like they should have had anthrax, do they not?
Sorry, who put these sheep here? Was it you?
That's where I got to do a Scottish accent. Aye, 'twas me. No. So the island, when the island got bought by the government, they had no option. They paid £500 to the owners of the island, and then they said, right, well, when you decontaminate it, we get to buy it back for £500. So when it was decontaminated in 1986, the owners were able to buy the island back for £500. Far less than it would be worth. Anyway.
The sheep I don't really care. The sheep that are there now.
None of us are particularly pleasant people.
Yes, the sheep were until very recently, as in this morning, a healthy flock of sheep, and then they had died. That's when the emergency call came through. That's why you've been set up here, and you have not found anthrax. And the fact that you found that anthrax sinking and seeping away is confirmation.
And why is that other guy so annoyed that we're here?
Because he was the one who decontaminated the island, so he was keeping an eye on the island when the sheep died.
Okay, but he's obviously connected in because he came in on the helicopter, so he wasn't aware that we were going to be here?
Not until you arrived, no. So he wasn't told in advance.
Okay, but as soon as he did get told, did it make sense to him?
That the island, no, he doesn't. He's not sure what's going on.
So why did we pick him up?
He's happy. Well, Billy picked him up, so Billy obviously knew to pick him up. Because remember, he fired a flare to get picked up.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So Billy knows of him, and he's mainly concerned about there not being any anthrax on the island. So essentially, as soon as you've said there's no anthrax and no evidence of any anthrax anywhere, he's kind of gone, great, this is fantastic.
So why does he think we're incompetent and shouldn't be here?
Because all he was seeing was you shooting guns.
Gotcha. And I would totally in agreement with him. Yeah.
And he thinks you're fantastic. He doesn't think the others are, because he's seen is one guy spying on him and the other two shooting their guns off up the top of the hill.
It does seem particularly crazy.
I exploded a sheep by tripping over it, so that's not all we've done.
Now, I want to get back to these sheep lines that you were talking about. What?
Aaron, show him the footage.
What have you worked out?
So I've got lots of footage to show him.
Nice.
I've got the drone footage of how the sheep are lined up. I've got footage of the sheep exploding when we shot it with the rifle.
No, that's all he needs to see. The ley lines.
Yeah, the sheep ley
I've got a
lines.
close up of the Ica seeping into the ground.
Oh, nice.
Show him the shotgun, the gun one, because I think he'll really like that. I think he really
I think
wants
that's
to see that.
going to be his favorite.
Yeah.
I'll be like, you won't believe this.
Look at this in slow-mo. It's amazing.
Oh, that's definitely going to go viral. He's most interested in the ley lines, and he's you can see him doing some kind of geographical calculation about what lies directly east.
Hang on, is he saying ley lines? Is he actually saying the words ley line?
No, he's not. No, that's just
I think it was me.
sheep lines. Just sounds weird.
I like
bar
sheep
lines
lines.
sounds sheep lines. Okay, bar lines. I was going to do bar lines, but that sounds too musical.
So what does he say?
Flock lines? Flock lines.
Flock lines, sheep lines, wool lines. Who knows? Yeah.
Okay, as
sheep.
soon as he says sheep lines or anything like that, you just hear and me just go, and he just fires his gun at a rock.
Fires his gun at a rock.
Yeah, that's right.
What is this group?
Murray, can I get a map? Is there a map in our?
Yes, there'll definitely be a map in the back of the back of the helicopter. Yep.
Can I use the footage from Aaron's thing to plot the sheep lines on a...
So you've got a direct line that cuts the eastwards line goes from the top of Scotland, starts to cut through Norway, Sweden.
Yep.
I did do this on a map earlier. Norway and Sweden, and then starts to cut through
page 64 of your 100 pages.
Yeah. So it's got starts to cut through Russia, and from there, essentially, it's going to come out. It will touch Alaska, and then cut through the top of Canada. That easterly line. However, very quickly, very much dead east. Your southeast line, however, very quickly and very obviously is beginning to point to a particular spot on the Kazakhstan-Uzbekistan border. And sure enough, when you lay out the southeast line, it basically lands at Kentubek, which is, of course, the town on Vozrozdenya.
Hugh, if I was to say the island of Vozrozdenya to you, what would you be able to tell me about that?
Anthrax, Russians, Soviet Union. None of my business.
Well, I point to the calculations that I've just made and indicate that the southeast line lines up directly with Vozrozdenya, and I say there seems to be some connection between what has happened here.
Billy therefore says, well, then that's where we need to go, gents.
Were these the sheep that were tied up, or the sheep that were...
No, those sheep died in 1942. When they decontaminated the island, they proved that it was decontaminated by bringing a flock of sheep onto the island to eat the vegetation, which of course, if there was any anthrax in the soil, would bring it up. And they lived healthily until now.
Okay, and then so there's some sheep that have died, and they're lying in a line.
I turned it to the investigators and I say I agree with Billy. This means we need to go.
Of course, Sylvia agrees with Billy. Hang on, I've got to bring Billy back up. Of course, she agrees. Of course, she agrees with
this man is telling us where to go, and we should listen to him.
Jeffrey like stomping, like almost.
You're like all the other aristocratic British hunters, just shooting your. You're like that the hunting skit from Monty Python. You're just wandering around the heather.
Right.
Yes.
It's just stomping, jumps onto the helicopter, going, "This is a complete joke." Oh my god.
Yes.
Mr. Good-looking Pants telling me to go.
So, yes, he starts to pack up the lab, asks you, Dr. Schmitt, to make sure that all the samples and everything are stowed away, ready for transport. And, is there anything else you need, gentlemen, lady?
Stiff.
All right. He's...
Yeah.
To soften the blow, Hugh brings out a hip flask of some beverage and does indeed offer it to you.
Single malt?
You'll have to take a drink.
I take a sip.
It's anthrax.
Game over.
That's right.
Indeed, it is the best single malt whiskey you have ever.
Lovely.
Tippled.
Jeffrey doesn't appreciate.
No.
Wow.
Classic Geoffrey.
Well, he's been spoiled by Australian.
I know, by Australian beers. Right.
Yeah.
Forex and the like. Right.
Such high quality.
Castle. Okay. So you will get back on the helicopter.
We get the portable lab in.
All right.
I'm gonna have something to eat because I haven't eaten for at least a half an hour.
You got some your ration packs still, if you want, and if you want, you can go to sleep. Now, you get back in the helicopter. Indeed, Billy drops Hugh back off on the mainland. He's happy to get back to his thing. You then fly to. Now, I've sorted all this out. Anyone who wants to have a go at me, I have sorted out the itinerary based on the range of your helicopter and the stops that you will be making. Is there anything you need to discuss whilst you go on the most remarkable helicopter journey? So the range of your helicopter is 1,000 kilometers fully laden. And your first stop from Gruinard Island is back to London, refuel in London. You then fly to Frankfurt, 764 kilometers from London. You then fly from Frankfurt to Graz, Austria, 713 kilometers from Frankfurt. Then you fly to Belgrade in Serbia, 579 kilometers from Graz. Then Istanbul, no time for any sightseeing, anybody. You're just basically landing, refueling, and taking off. And then from Istanbul to Ankara, and then from Ankara to Tokat, 816 kilometers, and then from Tokat to Dogubezrayit. No, wait, Dogubeyazit.
Did you put this into Google Maps?
East. I did. I've done Google Map trips.
Did you choose like militarily helicopter as one of the travel sort of options?
No, I did
drop
not.
down menu.
Fast train, underground.
I tried to do as straight a line as possible. So most of it was walking. So I wasn't really. The timing didn't matter. It was the distance that really made it work. So from Dogubeyazit, eastern Turkey. You then fly, quite surprisingly, to Tehran, Iran, and that's when it becomes very obvious to you that whoever is bankrolling this entire operation has connections everywhere and places where you wouldn't expect Western money, if indeed it is only Western money, it could be anybody's money, to be. And so you end up in Tehran, you refuel in Tehran. That's and then Billy then explains that you're not going to be going to Tashkent, which is the capital of Uzbekistan, but Uzbekistan, Tashkent is in the very, very far east of Uzbekistan, actually 1,273 kilometers away from Kantubek, where you want to be. And so, in fact, what you'll be doing is you'll be flying into Ashgabat, which is the capital of Turkmenistan, which is very close to Kantubek, but you do need to go over the border. Then he explains to you that the political situation in Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan is quite tense because you have to touch down in Moynak in Uzbekistan because it is in an autonomous republic within Uzbekistan known as Karakal, Pakistan. Nice. So you have to touch down there and make base with them. From there, that's Moynak, you will be able to fly on to Kentubek on Vozrozdenia. However, he also points out that the powers that be have not been able to secure permission for you to enter Kazakhstan airspace, and therefore half of the island is in Kazakhstan airspace and half of the island is in fact in Uzbekistan. So you will have to come at it from the Uzbekistani border. So this is the port on the Aral Sea of Moynak, and as you can see.
Yeah. Oh wow!
Sorry?
Fancy. I'd like to go to extensive efforts during this week of travel to try and find out what we're supposed to be doing, what people want of us, what the expectations are. Can we communicate with anyone about it?
Yes, so you're all back in cell phone coverage.
Yeah.
They are very happy with what you did on Gruinard Island. They seem to know what you did on Gruinard Island without you having to debrief them or tell them what you did.
Because they watch my YouTube channel.
They watch the live stream. Yes, indeed. You've got more views than normal. You're smashing it.
Did you hear that, Garrett? They thought we were very professional on Gruinard Island.
I'm not reading the comments on the YouTube channel. Just letting you know. Yeah, so I wouldn't know that information.
Garrett's asleep. Garrett doesn't. Yeah, Garrett's coming. So they seem to know, and they're very happy with the fact that you discovered that there was no anthrax and that the anthrax had disappeared. They were ecstatic about the sheep lines and that the fact that there was a line heading to Vozrozdenia was like it's everything we thought. Let's get there. So essentially,
so they're not going to tell us that they have the information as to what the conclusion is as to why this anthrax might be disappearing, but they're not willing to tell us. Is that right?
So they know that the anthrax is going. They're happy that you've confirmed that. You're going to Vozrozdenia to find out where it's gone. So the fact that when you got to Gruinard and it had disappeared seemingly in the same direction as Vozrozdenia, that's basically confirmed all there.
Okay, but they're not willing to give us any additional information.
They don't know. They don't know. All they know is it's gone, and they want to know where, and you are the people to tell them and find out where, or who, or what.
Yep.
So there's quite a lot of us shouting in Australian on the phone, sort of from me over various people.
Yeah, a lot of swearing, a lot of
trying to get them to tell us what the hell's happening,
and so,
etc. You know.
And even when you swear, there's that very, very polite. You're doing brilliantly, better than our expectations. We couldn't have hoped for more. And you're like, what?
I mean, human sacrifice sort of brings to mind.
You are the human sacrifice.
You're going exactly where we need the bait to go. I mean, we need the heroes to go.
I liken them to like a kangaroo's testicles at one point, and then
nice. Yep. They're like, oh,
that's impressive.
Yes. So you land at Moynak.
Can we just appreciate the incredible brutalist architecture of this?
So this is Soviet era. Architecture.
And this is a port. Is that correct?
This is the port on the Aral Sea.
In the middle of the desert.
Yes,
which is
the Aralkum Desert. This is the statue to the sea. And as you can see in the distance, there is no sea. So that's at Moynak. So this is where you land, and that's where the Aral Sea used to be, and is no more. So those photos you saw of the Aral Sea disappearing, you can see there on the boards on the left of that sculpture. The view beyond
Are we there? Are we there now? Is that
you land here.
Yeah.
You land
I'm
in
playing helicopter flight sounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So you're landing here. The fabulous
this
brutalist
side, or-
architecture of Moynarch. Yes, you're landing there. Here is the Moynarch Conservatorium.
This was all underwater. Is that correct? So
Yeah.
the
So
whole
here's
place is just underwater.
the whole. It was a port, and so here are the remnants of the Moynarch fishing fleet that you see around the port that you're at. Just crazy.
It's like a fishing town on the edge of a desert.
Yeah.
Fishing town on the edge of a desert. And as you can see, looking into the distance, that desert extends. You could walk to Vozrozdenia if you wanted to from here. It would take some time.
Like the sea maybe was only like a couple of meters deep or something. Is that right?
It's no. When it was the fourth largest freshwater lake in the world.
Yeah,
So it
not massively deep, maybe.
Maybe not.
no, I don't think. Like when you see the first picture, so that's it now on the right there, and what it was once. But indeed, hang on, let's see, where are we? When you look at the first image, that was that's all down that slope was all water, so it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't meters deep, as in walkable depth, but it was certainly not a deep sea at this point.
Is that squiggle on the right hand side? Is that something we created earlier? We just haven't gotten rid of it, or is that actually on the photo?
I believe the squiggle is something you created because it's not on my version.
I just tried to delete it and I couldn't.
I think it's it's actually permanently now there in real life. So
Right, there you
it's
go.
actually a slippery dip.
And when you land, there is an Uzbek man waiting to see you. He is introduced to you as Imron Babayev. Imron is his name. And he is waiting for Billy to land, and he's very polite, very happy to see you. And Billy introduces him and says that Imran will be your guide. He will take you. He has visited Kantubek. He has been there. He is very reliable, and he will take you when we fly there. Once I've refueled for this last time.
And just to be clear, we're here to look for the absence of anthrax.
Imran, go. You are here to find where it went, who took it, what took it.
Okay.
It's not enough. It's not enough to know that it's gone. It's where it went.
Is there a deal to be paid? Like, is this a mission?
Yeah, we had a whole thing at the start about how we wanted to be paid. I think I was getting 20 Bitcoin or something out of it.
Yeah, there was all sorts of cash amounts, and you actually demanded some, and it turned up in your bank account. It was something to do with the sale of a house,
right.
Your divorce.
Right. So maybe by this point Geoffrey's like moved past confusion and frustration.
Yes, perhaps you were politely reminded of the pay that you had received in return for the job you hadn't yet completed. in between comparing people to kangaroo testicles, you may have been reminded that you have been paid quite handsomely.
All right.
So,
to be a human sacrifice. I mean, to do the job you've been hired to do.
So are we going to be flown out to...
You are about to be flown out. So Billy is refueling for the final time. Imran joins you on the helicopter, and you take off once more. And you fly over what is a desert.
Can I talk to Imran on the flight out there?
Yeah.
Of course.
I say,
Imran's not quite as dreamy. Sorry. Billy's in the front there. He might be getting a bit jealous.
Okay. I want to talk to Imran, and I want to ask him: Is there any life on the island as it currently stands?
Life.
I have heard stories, Imran. I have heard stories of whole entire herds of elk or whatever it is that you have here, dropping dead in a matter of hours. I've heard stories of all of the fish dying en masse. I've heard stories of all of that happening over the past 50 years.
We were a fishing people, and we are not anymore. We are... So Moynarch's big industry is essentially a once-a-year rave that happens at Moynarch in around all of the architecture of what was a fishing port.
Really?
So they basically have this big 10,000-person techno rave every
Burning
year.
Man style.
Kind of, just far more weird. So you indeed are flying over. Can I share this one? Yes.
Can I tap to the team?
Yep.
So team. Like we're in a strange place. Mission that's a bit mysterious. Still happy to do this. I gather. Right, just trying to summarize all the weirdness that's happened. We're going to this island, trying to find out whether maybe the anthrax you guys saw getting sucked into the soil, whether it's turning up in this place or something, or I don't know what sense that's meant to be, or whether it's here, or whether it's purifying, or something's going on strange, or whether it's re-emerging.
Well, there is some pretty strange stuff going on. I mean, those sheep contracted anthrax before it disappeared, and that place was supposed to be able to have habitable sheep populations for decades. So the anthrax must have emerged again, only to disappear. So there's definitely some peculiar things going on.
Okay, so we don't really know who's paying us for this job, but they want us to go and do. Obviously,
They
we've
got
to
deep
keep
pockets.
ourselves-
It's all
Yeah,
in
they
there.
got deep pockets, which is good, which is fine. I don't mind feathering my nest, but I am sort of highly suspicious that we're heading to something a bit messed up. So I don't know. Do we
Garrett,
want each other's back?
what should our protocol be, Garrett? Should we
Yeah.
end in full hazmat gear?
When you say messed up, Garrett, Geoffrey, give me spot hidden rolls, please, everybody.
Oh, wow. Do I need a spot hidden to see that?
Maybe I mistimed putting that image on, but yes, you do. Critical success. Yeah, you noticed. Look at that. Look at the
I got a
ball.
1, beat ya.
Oh my gosh! You should have saved that. You should have saved that for your Cthulhu Mythos roll.
Aaron thinks he's trying to get his batteries to recharge on his drone.
Yeah, you see.
Last time for some reason he can't work out why. So.
You see a sandstorm come out of nowhere, and a steely look of determination crosses Billy's face.
I'm gonna put my seatbelt on and poke Aaron. I poke at Aaron and point out the window.
Yeah. Yes, after that roll. Yes, so, yeah, you're flying directly into a sandstorm.
Well, you don't do that, do you, in a helicopter?
Billy...
They did it in June, so and they survived, so it should be fine.
Yeah, your ornithopter, helicopter, flies directly into the sandstorm, which you shouldn't really do.
Why are you?
Give me dex checks as everybody.
Should we not go down? Should we not ground this vehicle until there's a safe flying conditions?
It's okay. I'm the Kwisatz Haderach.
If you can watch the first 5 seconds of the link that I have sent you.
I cannot watch that currently.
No,
just due to setup, I can't do that.
Right, when we go off camera, there's a YouTube video of a sandstorm hitting that you can watch and get freaked out by. Can you all please make dex rolls as the wind starts to?
Another one or the one we just made?
Sorry, I didn't see that you'd done one.
That was bad,
Did everyone make their dex roll? Sorry, I'm jumping.
Poor Aaron was a little flustered. Twice.
Aaron.
I
think
Aaron,
someone may have clicked Aaron's name accidentally.
No, it was
Was it? You are okay. So Garrett, you're fine. Geoffrey, you're fine. Where is Sylvia? You got a 41, did you, Sylvia?
Yep. I'm at the
Okay,
top.
cool. Yeah, you're getting buffeted around, Aaron, as you try and get your cameras in the right spot to catch this fantastic footage of flying into a sandstorm.
I'll help you out with stabilizing and stuff because while I'm eating my M&Ms, I'll help you with it.
Okay. And soon you are inside the sandstorm, and the helicopter is being buffeted, and strangely familiarly buffeted for you, Aaron, and strangely familiarly buffeted for you, Geoffrey. You were asleep last time and had no problems at all, Garrett, and you succeeded on every roll, Sylvia.
Yeah.
But it sounds again and it feels again as if this wind that's driving this sandstorm is trying to get through the hull of your helicopter to get to you. Can you all please make Constitution?
Murray, is it going to be kind of foolhardy for me to get up out of my seat and walk to the front of the aeroplane and sit in the co-pilot spot?
Yes, but the view will be well worth it.
I do that.
View out the window, or
No, not the
view
window.
just
Not
your
out the
left?
window. Across the cockpit, surely. All right, where am I? I've not put the glasses on. They're on your head, Murray, you idiot. That's why you can't see. Okay. Yes, so in that case, so this was the Constitution?
We all succeeded.
Oh, you
sorry.
smashed the crap out of it. Okay, yeah. You need to give me a hard success on your dex, please, Sylvia.
No, I got a.
Okay, you get sort of thrown to one side as you try and make your way to the front.
She falls
Okay.
into his lap or something like that.
No, she bashes into something. All right, and and because you all resisted, it's like the wind and the storm gets angry at you, and it's almost as if its efforts to get to you are redoubled. Meanwhile, poor old. Let's have a look.
This is a
Poor old
full-on
Billy.
storm.
Billy is going to have to make a piloting roll. Let me just get Billy here for his piloting roll. Here it comes.
Oh, Billy.
Oh, he smashes it. Yeah, he is. Hard success, Billy. Brilliant. However, it's like things get darker and the wind gets harder and faster, and he's really struggling hard. It's almost like the last time he flew in a windstorm like this, he sort of learned how to handle them a bit better. I'm going to need one more Constitution check from everybody, please.
Murray, can you put the sandstorm picture back on?
Yes, of course. You don't want to look at
It's a
his
bit
eyes?
distracting
Oh.
looking at Bill.
It's hard to focus on my character sheet.
Success.
Is that
Oh my
Constitution?
gosh, you people, look at you.
Success.
Wow.
Oh,
I got a 3, so yeah.
Whoa,
what's going on?
This is a really full-on job.
yeah. So you are all now. You can, because you're resisting this. It's like this wind starts to buffet you, and it's throwing everything it's got at you. And there's, whereas before, Geoffrey and Aaron, you heard those whispers that were left in your subconscious as the wind cut through you. This wind can't get to you this time, and it's like single words are being screamed in the wind. And when you think you hear one, it's gone. But these, it's almost as if this wind is screaming passages at you, but you can't hear them. And then
Exposition.
now, William's going to have to make another. It's almost as if the light's getting better, and so you can see like you can see the end of the storm, and poor old Billy is having to fight hard. And fails his piloting role. Something goes wrong. Probably when you tripped and bashed something. You might.
Murray, we didn't see it. Do you want to roll again just so we could see it? Yeah, it was.
You
Yeah.
can keep it. You can keep it quiet.
77 off of 65. Yeah. All right, I'm rolling again. If this is worse,
No,
it'll be yours.
don't do it.
It's
No,
on
no,
you.
He failed. He failed.
He failed again. He didn't fail worse. He
Also,
just
we
failed.
didn't see it again.
You didn't
so-
see
We
it?
still didn't see it.
You still didn't see it. How do I get you? Oh, do I? Hang on.
3 dots, isn't it?
Show his
3
character
dots.
to the
Show.
place, then roll.
Show to play. Okay, here we go. So he has failed twice, but I'm going to make him roll again. Here we go. Oh, he failed even worse. Okay, cool.
It was meant to be.
You saw that one? You saw that one?
Yep,
I saw that one.
Yeah. Sure.
Hooray! You saw that one. Did you? No.
Yes, we totally did. Yes.
Okay, good. He's failed. He's failed. All right. Yeah. So the ship's going down. He asks you. He yells over to buckle in, and he grabs you, Sylvia, physically, and hauls you into the co-pilot's seat. And it's quite the breath's knocked out of you, and you're not quite sure if it's the breath being knocked out of you, or the fact that Billy
takes my breath away.
Took your breath away. All right.
All right. I strap myself in.
Yes.
And I feel like there's something in the clouds that's menacing. So I'm looking around in the clouds, and I want to
give me a spot hidden into the front of the windscreen of the helicopter.
Oh, that's Billy. I won't roll Billy. I'll roll me.
Why were you looking at Billy?
Why are you looking at Billy? It's like there are face shapes in this wind smashing their heads against the windscreen trying to get to you. But as soon as you know, it's like you're sitting. Now this might be a therapy game, but as we know, every game's a therapy game. It's like when you're sitting in a bathroom and there's tiles, and as you look at the tiles, it's like there's a face that emerges from the tile. You're like, oh, that looks like a face. And then you're looking over at another tile and you go, oh, that looks like a different face. What's going on? It's like that. So it's not tangible. It's like, oh, and it's gone and it's smashed. But they are angry and they are frustrated because you have resisted every effort to get into you and, dare I say, possess you. And Billy is struggling in all of this. You're catching glimpses of, you're completely disoriented. You're not sure whether you're up or down. And Billy basically tells you that he's going to go down. He's going to have to make a forced landing. And this is his role to see whether he makes it.
Can I scream to everyone to strap in?
I think we already said that.
Yeah.
Oh, he gets a hard success.
Not that we needed to.
Yeah. So essentially, it is a rough landing, but basically he gets the helicopter down, and you bang into the desert. And as soon as you land, the sand drops out of the sky. So all around the helicopter, the sand was so agitated and just falls to the ground, sort of like there. I made my own sound effect. And so the land that is around you suddenly is just this desert scape again. And from the horizon, from north, you see some clouds of very terrestrial dust. And can you give me a knowledge check, please, everybody?
Just let you know, Mary, we're getting close to time.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. No, we're about to close the scene. Everyone, give me an education check. Education.
Hard success.
Yep.
Failed.
And Sylvia and Garrett, you know that these are trucks. And with a hard success, you would estimate that this would be some kind of Toyota pickup truck or ute for those of us who aren't in the United States. And they are zooming towards you. Imran, who has done very badly in the landing, he calls out one word, Kazakhstanis!
Oh, shit.
And we will close the scene.
At least you'll get to use your guns.
See us again. Join us for the next episode. See us again, whatever that means, as we find out what happens on our trip. We haven't even got to Vozrozdenya yet, but I'm sure they're close, if they survive.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.